During the sales at the end of the year, I picked myself up Nexus 5. Today we're going to be using it to make a trap beat. Back when I first started really getting into making beats in like 2010, 2011, everybody was using Nexus 2. I do like the fact that they brought in the Nexus 2 retro skin, as that feels really nostalgic to me. Obviously, since back then, the sound of trap has changed a lot. So we're going to make something a bit more modern. So I'm going to set my tempo here to about 165. 164 will do. And I'm going to set myself here into E minor. We're just going to start with a really simple piano sound. So I'm going to go for the cinematic piano. I'm just going to turn the reverb off here so I can add my own later. Just keep it really repetitive and dark. Put that over, and then on this one here, we'll just switch it up. Randomize these by a small amount and bring the velocities down. And we're just going to copy that over all the way. Remove the low end. Now we can just add some reverb to wash that into the background. So I'm going to bring the decay down. I'm just going to take the mix up. And let's go ahead and add some Portal. Now these Inception banks here, I actually only bought this morning. Shout out to Viom. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but they're absolutely fire and perfect for this kind of dark trap sound. So now that we've added a little bit of granular texture, I'm just going to freeze and flatten this. Reverse all of these sections now. Control and J to just connect those all back together. Then we're going to go ahead and add Portal on again, back in these Inception banks. I'm just going to select this one here that says Nardo, which I assume is like for some Nardo Wick kind of textures. Once again, we'll just freeze and flatten this. And then let's add some kickstart just to get a little bit of motion. And I think just to switch it up, I'm just going to repeat this half bar here. And let's add in some shaper box as well, just on the pan setting. Of course, to get the sound we're looking for on these dark beats, I always like to bring in a low piano. Maybe bring this down as well. Bring this up an octave and just bring the velocities down on the second octave. And then we'll do the same with the third octave. In fact, let's pitch this all at one and add some half time. I think here at this point, I just want to play with the pitch. So I'm just going to bring this down by maybe 2 semitones. Actually, let's try 3. And we'll do the same with this. I like that. However, I just want this part being higher, so I'm just actually going to put it up by 9. Let's look to bring in another piano with Nexus again. Thinking this drill piano here. Once again, we'll just take the reverb off. Let's just switch it up here at this last bar. Add in some root notes as well. And then once again, just some Portal. Freeze and flatten that as well. Reverse that as well. And then with these, I just kind of want to use them as accents. So I'm just going to bring this one here and kind of fade it in. Maybe bring in another one like this and then just reverse it at the end. We'll just fade it this way. And finally, just for the main sort of part of the melody, I've just gone with another piano again. Keeping it really repetitive. Before I add some drums, I'm just going to bring the volume of everything down a bit, just so I get some headroom for my kind of drums and 808s. Bit of a bounce on the hi-hat, few rolls. So adding a really simple bounce with the open hat as well. Grab a nice hard spins, set it to one shot. Simple bounce on the 808 as well. Get this 808 to hit a little bit harder. Little bit of curves equator on the 808. I'm just going to set this from the kick from the drum rack, and I'm going to put it onto sidechain mode, and I'm just going to hit learn. Then on the advanced controls, I'm just going to bring the release down, the attack down. I'm going to make sure that I press rider. Extra snare for some bounce. Pan these to the left and the right. Add that tubular bell, of course. So I've given the beat a structure. When structuring it out, there was a couple of things that I changed. Firstly, this phrase we made, I thought the end section sounded better, kind of fading in. Here's how that sounds. Then on this section here, I added the string spiccato. This was just to add some variation in a section that sounded like it needed something extra in it. Then on this section here, before the chorus comes back in, I decided to add a re-space. Sounds like this. It's really simple. And apart from that, I've just added my tag, added in a few risers, and just a different section here with the 808. There's a bit of a roll at the end. So I'm going to go ahead and play the full beat now so we can take a final listen. As always, if you've enjoyed the cook-up, drop me a like or leave a comment down below. Try to respond to as many as I can. And until next time, I've been SK. Peace.